Hey everyone, I have this spaghetti squash that I want to cook here, and I'm going to experiment and try doing it in the Crock-Pot. I did one in the oven the other day, but the problem for me was they're so hard that cutting it in half just really hurt my arms because I have thoracic outlet syndrome, and using my arms very vigorously causes me pain. So after cutting that in half, my arms were aching for the rest of the night. So I saw somewhere that you could cook these in a crock pot, so that's what I'm going to try with this thing. I've already put some cup of water in there, and I'm just going to put it in there and turn it on high and see what happens. And I'm not going to poke any holes in it. Hopefully this thing won't explode or something. I don't know. I never heard of anything exploding in the crock pot, but we'll see what happens here. Just going to turn it on high and let it cook, and I'll let you guys know how that turns out. That spaghetti squash has been in there for about 2.5 hours now, I guess, and I just heard kind of a popping noise coming from over here, so I better come and see what's going on here. Well, didn't explode all over. Oh, there we go. It's getting pretty soft, I think. Probably won't hurt to poke a few holes in it now. Probably should have done that in the beginning. I don't know if that could explode or not, but I guess it's possible. I had a baked potato explode in the oven the other day, and I'd never had that happen before, but made a big mess. So now I always poke holes in them. Well, it's getting pretty soft. I think it's almost done, actually. Just put the lid on and let it cook a little bit more, I think. That spaghetti squash has been in there about 3 hours now, so I'm going to open it and see how it looks. Oh, it's really soft. That's pretty much done. And smells really good. And I think the juice from the squash is running into the water in the bottom. So I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this out, and then I'm going to put in a can of spaghetti sauce and a pound of lean hamburger, and then I'm going to shred this up and put that back in with it. Yeah, that's the plan. Alright, I'll bring you guys back. Okay, so I took the squash out, and I tasted the water that's in the bottom of the crock pot just to make sure it didn't taste funny or anything, and it tastes fine, and there's not really that much anyway. So I figure, there might be some vitamins in that, so I'm just going to leave that in there, and it might add a little more flavor. And I'm just going to put that can of spaghetti sauce in there, and then this pound of 93% lean, 7% fat ground beef. This is the kind I always use when I do in the crock pot because it's real lean and it's not greasy. And this one's kind of halfway unthawed, but it'll unthaw in the crock pot. I've put it in there when it's completely frozen, and that works fine too. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to let the squash sit for a little bit because it's really hot. So I'm just going to put those two ingredients in there and let those get cooking, and then I'll bring you guys back when I cut the squash up and put it in. Okay, my sauce is cooking up in the crock pot. Let's cut into the spaghetti squash and see how it looks. Now that's a lot easier. That's a lot easier than trying to cut an uncooked one in half. Looks good. Yeah, look at that. Look how nice and soft that is. Beautiful. I just got to scoop those seeds out of there. Heck, this is going to be easy to get out of there. Look at it, it's just, you know, that's going to come right out of there. Beautiful. I'm going to do that now and get it ready to put in the sauce. Okay, my sauce has been cooking for about an hour here, so I think it's probably about ready to put the spaghetti squash in there. I got it all out of the shell there, and it came out really, really easy. Seeds are easy to get out, and look how juicy that is. That's the way to cook this stuff, I think. I mean, that's really came out really good. I was really happy with that. So let's see how the sauce looks here. Looks good. I think it's about ready. I did season this with a little bit of kosher salt, a little bit of onion powder, and just a little bit of honey to make it a little bit sweeter. I usually use sugar, but I saw a guy doing a video the other day and he said honey gives a more subtle flavor. Let me see how that is. Yeah, I like that. I think the honey is nicer than sugar for sweetening your sauce. It's a little more subtle, not so candy sweet like he put it. Okay, let's put this in there. All right. Stir that up a little bit. And just let the sauce kind of cook into it for a little bit. That looks pretty good. So, first time I've tried spaghetti squash in the crock pot, but I think this was successful. I love when I try something new and it turns out good. Cool. I gotta taste it with the squash in it. That's really, really good. Winner, winner, spaghetti dinner. All right. Thanks for watching, you guys. I'll talk to you next time.